and I think I went like 8 out of 10 or something, or 9.
You don't think it.
I know.
You look at it all week, you're like, man.
I haven't.
I like
Nowadays, like, you can't pick it anyway. It's so crazy.
common sense doesn't apply.
No. So, yeah, I'm just going to do it on the fly. I guess I better mark it up, though, as I do it, or I'll forget what I said.
I'll take notes.
I know, but what if you try to screw me because you want to win? We're tied.
We're talking, we'll do take or trash it. Y'all got anything?
Nope.
Perkins said it sounds so coming through.
I have no take it or
What?
trash it.
Perkins said the sound.
Do you have any take it or
Yeah.
trash it?
I don't.
Yeah. Like, I have nothing for take it or trash it.
I didn't think about it.
I didn't either because it wasn't on the thing. We should just do it every week though and leave it on because it is a good segment.
We can still do it.
Okay, you just come up with all of them.
All right, y'all ready?
Sure.
Welcome back to the Hodge Pack Sports Life and everything in between. As we kick off hour number 2, we'll be heading into our picks segment brought to you by Fat Matt Roofing, our Pick'em Challenge. Josh, your kiddo's still just dominating that thing.
Yeah, they do.
Do they talk trash to you when they beat you?
Well, a little bit. They talk a lot of trash to each other. Molly's not handling it well. That Barrett passed her in the standings last week, so there's some animosity.
I did give a small teaser, and I said the leaders were Molly G and Evan H, and Evan asked if he was beating Molly or tied with Molly, and I said, no, you're just number 2. But you're one of the leaders at the top that have a chance. But yeah, it's good stuff. And so a little different last week with the Giants and the Cowboys playing on Thursday night. We didn't have a Sunday game. But as we look, of course, we'll do our picks in our next segment with Coach Conover and Coach Bacon. Josh, we got to look at the Cowboys. First of all, one of the things that came out this week was that Devontae Adams and the Raiders, I guess, have come to a point that, hey, we can trade you. We're open to trade you. The Jets, the Saints, and the Cowboys were a team that was on the list. What's your thoughts on trading and going to get Devontae Adams?
Well, I mean, he's injured right now, so I guess you need to have some assurances that that's not a permanent problem, you know, or at least a long-term one if you're going to trade. I did read that they're looking for a second-round draft pick, which, you know, he's a rental. He's a free agent after the season, so that might be a little steep depending on you know how that goes. But
my problem is Devontae Adams is a great receiver, probably one of the top in the league. Injured, yes, but are we really a receiver away from being a Super Bowl team?
No.
well, that's the other thing. It's like
There's a lot wrong with the Dallas Cowboys.
That I do think that having a playmaker on offense would change things a bit, but you know the shortcomings have mainly been defensive. You know, so I'm not sure that you know, maybe you can just get so good on offense that you just outscore everybody, but there's no running game to speak of, and no defense that consistency. So, you know, I think it might be a waste of resources, but it would be exciting.
Well, so that's number one. But number 2, coming into this weekend, and of course we'll pick it later, but the Dallas Cowboys are going to play a big rival back in the day, Steelers. And it looks like no DeMarcus Lawrence and no Micah Parsons. And so now, to me, we've talked in years past where the defense has kind of been the difference why we won games, because they got the turnovers. They created extras, Bland, pick sixes, and all that. This coming week, Dak, CD, the receivers that nobody knows, Jake Ferguson, even Lemke, who's become, I guess, now the probably has been on a fantasy football team of only his parents. They're going to have to play, and they may need to be the reason, not just because we can kick 65 and 70-yard field goals, that we win a football game.
Well, yeah, they definitely have to, because the defense has been suspect, and now you take out your two best pass rushers, so that's gonna have to change the way that the whole defense is called. And, yes, the offense is gonna have to score points. I'm not confident that, that even though the Steelers are not, they're not necessarily scary on offense, they're going to have an easier time of it. And like I said, the defense has already been so disappointing.
Well, and they're at home, so that's a whole other situation with the Cowboys, the Steelers being at home. So, yeah, we're going to pick that game later. We can discuss a little bit more, but I don't have high hopes.
All right, so one of the things that they talked about again on the show, again, I really have enjoyed the Unsportsmanlike show, but they were talking about did the teams get better that are going to be playing this weekend, take it or trash it, that Houston got better because Stephon Diggs is on their team, and the Buffalo Bills got better because Stephon Diggs is not on their team. Take it or trash it.
I will take that. I think that, the Bills they've been looking good. And so, yeah, I think the big talk was, oh, how's that going to work when Diggs goes? But I think he was bringing some drama, and I don't know, the Bills seem just fine without him. So I would take that.
I take it too. I do think, and we talked about it a little before, maybe last week, the week before, that sometimes, those change of sceneries can be good for a player. But if there's tension in a locker room, between the quarterback and the team, feeling too much pressure to try to get it to one guy, but because there's maybe an expectation or whatever the case may be, that can free up some stuff. Now, obviously, it did not work against the Ravens the way that I thought it would, and they came to a screeching halt. But I do think that both teams are in a better place because of the transaction.
All right, take it or trash it. Jacksonville will go 0-17.
I'm gonna trash it because that's hard to do.
Yeah,
It's hard to be that bad.
It's hard to be that bad.
When,
you could stumble into something.
the Panthers won a game. They won a game,
right. So yeah, I think that they will win at least one game.
Yeah, they'll win a few.
All right, you got a few there. Okay, take it or trash it. The Bengals will still be at the bottom of the AFC North when it's all said and done. Sorry, Mitch.
I had them. I think I picked them to win the division. I'm really disappointed.
Well, I'm going to tell you, don't everybody bleaches their
That's
hair.
hard.
Macaulay Culkin bleached his hair, and everything's kind of been a struggle for the Bengals. Take it or trash it. The Bengals will still be, even though the Browns are in that division.
I was about to say the Browns are pretty bad.
Yeah.
Both surprisingly so. That if you think way back, 4 weeks ago for the first game of the season when the Cowboys went to Cleveland, all the talk was how good Cleveland was going to be, and instead they've just been pretty terrible. So it's a competition, but I'm gonna trash it because I think the Browns are worse.
I'm actually going to take it because I do think that the Bengals are becoming like Cincinnati again, a bit of a struggle. So I do think they're going to finish at the bottom of that division. Take it or trash it. Jaden Daniels will be the reason the Commanders win the NFC East.
Well, that's a loaded question, obviously. Jaden Daniels has played very, very well. He stepped in, played big time. It's surprising how well it has gone and how quickly things have turned around. But overall I don't have faith in the rest of the Washington Redskins. So I'm going to trash it because I don't think they're good enough to pull away from the Eagles.
Same, yeah.
Eagles and Cowboys are both 2-2. Can they not pull away from not the Cowboys as well?
I've given up on the Cowboys.
Okay, there you go.
And they won't win the division. The Commanders won't win the division.
All right, take it or trash it. The Vikings will hold off the Lions and the Packers and still win the division.
I'm going to trash that. I said this last week. I think the Vikings' reign, they're going to start to kind of teeter out.
I expected the wheels to already start to come off, and they haven't. But I'm not. I'm with Misty. I think that the Cinderella story, will end at some point. Like Sam Darnold has looked very good, and maybe he can keep that up. But
Well, and I'm going to go with this. Again, I don't believe in scripting. I think this is not WWE. I think that actually just falls that way. Maybe it's coincidence. Jets drafted Sam Darnold.
yeah,
The Vikings,
and
they're playing the
they
Jets
play at
this
8
week.
a.m. So if you want to watch some football before you go to
Yeah,
church,
8 a.m. It's in
I
London.
know.
Hey, for those of you
Weird.
that have any of those people on your fantasy team, you better get that stuff taken care of.
Yeah,
Before
you're
the
used to sitting
kickoff
around
is
while
London.
they're sitting in the pew,
Yeah,
ignoring Hodge preaching. You better get
Yeah,
started a little
Yeah, I
early.
can assure you.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's like we're doing
Ouch.
row 10. Hey, but I'll tell you what we're gonna do, not take it or trash it. I told you, John Keating was so good, we had to get 2 people to come pick this week. And there'll be a lot of, there'll only be one abstaining from voting on one game, but we'll be back right after this.
Nice choice of footwear. That's what I get for trying to get in shape.
Work out, it all goes down.
Yeah.
All right, what we'll probably do is get Missy and Josh to share a mic, con over them, y'all share. We're also gonna make y'all our My Town segment, so before we roll into picks, we'll talk about the upcoming year, we'll talk about coaching kiddo, what it's like, and, the change, and is it less stress not having that Tuesday, Friday game at 8 o'clock? I guess it's 7:30 now, it used to be 8 o'clock.
How long the JV girls game?
Yeah, those 8-minute JV games, meat grinder.
Wars are fought last time. Swallow your song for me. 10 million jump balls. Man, I read the freshman game between Cooper and Abilene High girls last year that set basketball back about 30 years. It was a rough fight.
Some of those games are like, who gets to the ball steep first?
It was. Are you good? See,
Watching junior high girls basketball, it is just like, it's a jump ball fest.
yeah.
It's like, someone gets a rebound, comes down with it, someone grabs it, jump ball.
There's the biggest ones though. Those junior high girls, I mean, they start swinging and slapping and.
I'm like, yes, I have one, I know.
It's been I listened to the first segment for a little bit. We went good. Then I heard that.
What'd you do to your foot?
Tried to guard me.
Broke his ankles.
I couldn't guard him, but.
Speaking of
That
junior
was-
high
that was
girls
awful.
getting an attitude, Bacon lost it.
No, I was, trying to get in shape, start running on the treadmill. Terrible idea.
Oh, man. Here, we can move this chair to the side, just so y'all can, it's just easier, I think, when we stand and share the mic.
It only gets worse trying to get in shape. It only gets harder.
Not worth it.
It is. Just, the problem is you hurt so bad like the next couple days.
My legs are killing me, like when I go to sit, I'm like, oh God, because I tried to do a leg workout and it sucks getting older.
I tried to do a
I
workout.
tried and it didn't go well.
Bacon tried and hurt himself,
Yeah,
he tried and
we're
was
just
sore.
getting old. It sucks.
But you played to the 500, hurt?
Yeah. Didn't play too much the first day. Can't win a golf tournament the first day, but you lose it.
Yeah.
We got day money the second day. But, we were playing for pride. No pressure. No pressure.
You know, we were fortunate to be just bad enough, it's good enough.
We went from, in the second to last group, tied for third after day one to like teeing off last the next day. It was
The worst thing that happened to Josh and Brad's group was Kyle McVeigh told them they were winning. And then when Brad found out they were winning, they talked about the no-hitter in the 8th inning with 2 outs, and it never happened. Bombs.
Yeah, we were 3 under going into 16 and ended even. So.
Oh, you do have it on there. What? The ACU game.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to know much about the
FCS schools. I mean, it's hard to even find stuff online about them, but they seem to have a good record and beat people. Yeah,
But
but
you said people said they could hear it now on Facebook?
that's what I was told.
Okay. This is My Town, and it's time for a combination of segments coming together. Time for our Big Country Electric My Town segment, brought to you by Big Country Electric Co-op, where they take care of their members each and every day. Roby Snyder and Stanford, great company, great people. We appreciate Sarah, Will, and all of them. It is Co-op month, and so appreciate them and their linemen and what they do, taking care of their members. We highlight a local player coach program. Today we're going to highlight two coaches, two programs separated from birth, not just really, but joining us in studio, Coach Brian Conover and Michael Bacon. First, Bacon, how was the enjoyment of watching ACC football, except for the result, watching ACC football in Texas?
I didn't enjoy that game very much at all. Florida State is a disaster. It's been a rough football season so far.
Is Dion going to be your next coach?
I hope not.
He hopes not. And Coach Conover, who was the head coach at Cooper basketball, has now moved over to Wiley. So what's it been like? It's year 2 of the change of early game. Your late game is now on like a Monday or
Yeah, you play
Wednesday.
at like 5:30. It's nice. You're home at like 7. You hang out with your family. It's nice. I enjoy it.
Well, that's good. I'm sure it's real nice having a little time off. I'm sure that is good. So I want to ask, what's it like coaching the kiddo? I mean, we always hear coaches' kids and the benefit of having those coaches' kids and having the extension of the coach on the floor. What's it been like? You've coached him in other stuff, but now being in school.
It's enjoyable for the most part. You kind of got to find that right dynamic where you don't take it home with you. You go and you coach them, and then like when it's over, you just leave it there. Like you don't go home and talk about it really. Like you just go home and do something else. So. But it's been fun. Him, all his little buddies, man. They got a really good group of kids out there, and they work hard. They do what you tell them to do, and they're successful, and it's been fun. I've enjoyed it a lot.
Jimmy and Joe's matter, don't they?
That's what I said. You only need one thing to be a good coach, and that's good players.
Well, y'all got plenty of that. So what's it like for you now? We're at Cooper, Coach. Now you're at Wiley. This week, we've given you the permission, unless Josh forces you to do so, but maybe not pick later. But what's it like on the campus? Of course, you're at the junior high, but helping. What's it like preparing and being a part on that side, being on the other side?
It's not a whole lot of difference, man. Sports are sports everywhere, man. There's good coaches. Cooper, great coaches at Wiley too. And it's just, everybody goes about it the same way. They're getting ready to go play a crosstown rival. Everybody's pumped up, and Cooper wants to beat Wiley, and Wiley wants to beat Cooper. That's just the way it is, and it's it's not a whole lot of difference. I don't think it's pretty much the same from what I see.
What's it like off of sales over there?
You definitely notice a little difference in the hallway when it's Wiley week or Abilene High week.
I was curious, what's the difference between Abilene High? Because one of the things that we've talked about recently, even on the telecast with Andy, is this has become the rivalry that we thought might be, that Wiley and Cooper are kind of both competitive right now. And so what is the difference in between the 2 weeks?
It's obviously a newer rivalry, I would say. Conover's normally a little more diplomatic than I am. I think there's a little more dislike in the Cooper-Wiley game than the Cooper-Abilene High game, especially between the kids, that I pick up on more so than we play Abilene High.
So a little more, you want to beat Abilene High, but the intent of winning this week.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
He wants to say, but we hate Wiley. Just say it. It's okay. Kidding.
That's what the media does. That toxic rat boy that Nick Saban talks about.
That cheese, man.
Yeah, Missy puts it out there, a little bait.
Strongly dislike.
Yeah. So, but it is time. We'll jump into picks because I want to be respectful of the kids that Bacon and Conover are changing their lives daily in the classroom, so we don't want to mess that up. So,
He didn't mention if it was for the better or for the worse.
yeah, changing. They're making a difference, I can assure you. All right, so, we'll start off. Josh has it at the top. We start with high school games. Wiley Cooper, be interesting. One thing that's gonna be different tonight, Andy is going to go see his kiddo. It's, parent week. Man, there's a ton of Abilene kids and big country kids going to Oklahoma State right now. There are a ton of them. But he's gonna be there. So actually, Coach, it'll be me and Coach Sanford will be on the call tonight. So that'll be different. Hopefully I will not be able to live up to the man, Andy, because Andy's awesome.
The Wiley bias is coming through tonight.
I did it for Bacon, because I almost wore purple because it's Merkle homecoming, because, go Badgers. Coach Wood's going to try to find a way to get a W tonight for homecoming. But so I went to this neutral mint green, so Bacon wouldn't try to kick me if it's good for me. All right, so what's your thought? You're not going to pick because you're not going to be on the call, but you still like the paycheck and still like everything over at Cooper.
It's going to be a great game. Like I said, great coaches, great players on both sides, and I'll leave it to y'all experts.
All right, so
my opinion doesn't matter on that anyway.
so I've got a feeling who Bacon's going to pick. Why does Cooper win tonight?
I think they're due. I mean, in all seriousness, they've been close and they've been in games. I think they've played a tougher schedule than Wiley has. Last week they moved the ball and got stalled in the red zone. They just got to take care of the ball when they get in the scoring area, and I think they'll be okay. Defense has been a little vulnerable to the big play, and if they can eliminate that, I think they got a great chance.
There you go. All right, Josh, Misty, who do y'all have?
I'm picking Wiley, but I do agree that Cooper's schedule has been a little tougher, so it's kind of hard to judge that apples to apples.
I mean, my kid goes to Wiley, I gotta pick Wiley, but I think that this is gonna be closer than everybody thinks.
Well, and I think the thing that people, and it hit me last week, and oh great, Andy's going to be gone. Most of the teams in this area are in 16 districts, so a lot of people are open tonight.
Yeah.
So Shotwell may be extremely packed just because there's not a lot of games to go watch, and so it could be a pretty packed house tonight at Shotwell. Renovations look great. Thank God the elevator's open and working. Speaking of football games tomorrow, Missouri and Texas A&M. You can hear Texas A&M right here on KLGD. The Aggies trying to find a way to keep rolling, and Mizzou trying to still be in the hunt for the 12. A big SEC matchup. Missouri and Texas A&M. I like Coach. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a fan of Ink at Missouri. I got the Tigers.
I've got Missouri also, but I hope it's a good football game because it's one of those that looks like on paper it would be exciting.
11 a.m. kickoff right here on KLGD.
I'm gonna pick the Aggies just to go against y'all.
I'm going to take Texas A&M as well. I think they're home, right? And
Yep.
so Missouri, I mean, didn't look great last couple of weeks. I mean, eked by and we're home. Vanderbilt. There you go. Yeah.
Hey, Vanderbilt's getting better. Vanderbilt's getting
I'm going to
better.
take A&M. Against my better judgment, Aggies.
Oh, there you go. So, Josh, you and I have Mizzou?
Yes.
All right. Sorry, Ag, but still tune in tomorrow at 11 o'clock right here on KOGD. Louisville disappointed me last week. I wanted them to beat Notre Dame. They did not. SMU 4-1.
Everybody else. Nobody.
Yeah, nobody cheers for Notre Dame. Highly recommend. We'll talk about the book later. But SMU on the road at Louisville. I'm gonna wait. Who do y'all have?
I've got SMU. I've not been as impressed with them as I thought I would be going into the season, but hopefully they kind of roll it up a little bit.
I am also picking SMU.
I'm going to take Louisville. I know they're going to bounce back. I think SMU coming off a big win against somebody last week, but I think they might have one more big win.
That used to be a big win.
I'm going to take SMU. I think Jimmy's playing well at quarterback, and they're starting to find their way a little bit.
There you go. I got Louisville. I'm going to go with Coach Conover. Big game tomorrow night, also at Wildcat Stadium. Central Arkansas coming in at 4-1. ACU, last time they had the top 25 matchup. Idaho came up a little short. ACU and Central Arkansas should be a good atmosphere. Go support these games. That's good for local community and schools. Central Arkansas and ACU. Conover, who you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna take ACU. I think it can go with the home team. I think they can pull this one out. It'll be a good game. Pretty competitive, but I'll go with ACU. My mom's gonna kill me. I'll go Central Arkansas. I think Coach Collins has their number, and rightfully so. So go there.
There you go. Josh?
I've got Central Arkansas also, but I do expect it to be a good football game.
Yeah, I've got to go against the Wildcats on this one. They have been looking good, but they can't hold off Central Arkansas.
I've got ACU. I think they went up to Utah on the road, not the Utah-Texas domination, but put up some big points. And as long as Maverick can settle in, take care of the football, he's only thrown the 2 interceptions, I think he'll be fine. I got ACU. West Virginia, Oklahoma State, we talked about this, Josh. Oklahoma State's been a little disappointing. Thought they might make a push. Lost to Utah, lose to Kansas State last week. They're playing at home. It's family weekend, dad weekend. I'm going to pick them again, but I'm not 100% confident in it.
I'm picking them also, but I feel the exact same way.
I'm going to go Oklahoma State.
I got Oklahoma State also.
Unanimous. Everybody's got Oklahoma State, which means West Virginia will win. The other team that's struggling in the Sunshine State, Florida, and Napier up 2-2 now, probably winning more games than they thought when it first started. UCF, Gus Malzahn, a little Big 12 SEC matchup. I'm going to pick, I've got UCF. I just don't think Florida's that good. I think they're already trying to figure out who's going to be the next coach in Florida next year. I got UCF.
I've also got UCF.
I'm going to go with Florida. I just think they got a chance to win that one. I think they'll come out ready to go. It's a kind of toothless dogfight, but I'll take Florida.
I've got Florida also, mainly just because they're at home, and that's it.
That's the only reason we're giving you a chance. All right, so the next game, Tech in Arizona. Tech in Arizona, again, will be a game that will start on Saturday and end on Sunday. It will be at 10 o'clock. That is 10 o'clock, yes, here. So Red Raiders, that you either need to take a lot of Red Bull or something, because it's going to be a late game. Coach McGuire and them got them rolling. They're 2-0, 4-1 overall. Arizona with a big win last week against Utah. They're at home. I'd like to see Tech win, but I think the 10 o'clock thing's going to matter. I think the road's going to matter. I think you're having to figure out not a whole lot of game plans that you have for 10 o'clock games. You've got an 11 o'clock plan, you got a 2:30 plan, you got a night plan. I don't know if you have a midnight plan. So I've got Arizona, and if I'm wrong, I'll be okay with that. But I got the Wildcats.
I'm right there with you.
I can't go against the Raiders, although they're probably going to lose this game, and I'm still going to pick them. It's a homer pick. It's Tech for me.
I'll take Arizona also. Guns up.
All right, guns up. We got some Tech folks. All right, now to the NFL. We talked about we don't think it's scripted. We don't think it is at all. But we got Sam Darnold and the Vikings playing his former team, one of his former teams, and the Jets. You're not a fan of either. You're not an Aaron Rodgers fan, and you're not a believer in the purple and gold, which could stand for Wiley, Merkel, and the Vikings, which I did not wear today. Who you got, Misty?
This is when the demise of the Vikings start. It's the Jets.
Jets, yes.
Oh, wow, Jets.
I'll take the Vikings. Ditto.
I'm going to take the Vikings, too. I'm a believer. And not so much in Sam Darnold. I think Kevin McConnell is a legit coach. I think
defense.
I think they're going to give fits to Aaron Rodgers. Going to make him have to move. He doesn't have his man button anymore, but he's going to make him move. All right, the drama game. The drama left Buffalo and is now in Houston. The Texans, C.J. Stroud taking on the Bills of Josh Allen. I jumped off the Texans wagon to make them be good, because if I pick them, there's a chance they're not. But I do think the Texans, because the Bills, they got exposed a little bit last week. Either that or the Ravens are better than we thought. I've got the Texans winning.
Yeah, I think the Bills definitely, they've got some holes, but I love Josh Allen. He's playing really well, and so Bills Mafia.
All right, who do you got, Conover?
I'm going to take the Bills also. I haven't been terribly impressed with the Texans. I mean, beat a bad Jaguars team last week. I mean, they took one on the chin against the Vikings, and so I think the Bills will win that one. Buffalo.
I've got Buffalo also.
I'm the lone Texan.
Imagine that.
Shocker. All right, does anybody have the Steelers this week?
No. This is a family program.
Gosh, I want to pick the Steelers so bad,
I
though.
only know.
So everybody's got the Cowboys?
Unfortunately.
I hate to go against all you Cowboys fans, but I'm going to pick the Steelers.
All right.
I have the Steelers too.
Oh,
That's why you said, does anybody have the Cowboys? No, absolutely not.
Oh, okay, so no, both Bacon and Conover have the Steelers.
Easiest pick of the week.
Oh, wow, easiest pick. Would you pick, if you were in a Survivor game, would you pick it?
Yes.
Oh, wow, that's shots fired. Josh, Missy, who do y'all have?
just a glutton for punishment, so I'm gonna pick the Cowboys.
All
I was gonna say, he can't not, he's wearing a Cowboy shirt.
Oh, he picked against Abilene High and Cooper, picked against Cooper and Rome was standing behind him.
So did I. Yeah, I mean, we like to be punished,
Okay, so, all
this
right,
is just who we are.
we got a little bit of time, so I gotta get, these guys back to class, but I've got the Cowboys too. Why do the Cowboys win?
They're not probably going to, so I don't have an answer. And we have
So-
Micah's hurt, our defenses look terrible. They're probably not gonna win. They're playing the Steelers at home. So again, this is a
Just
strict
pick-
homer team. I
What-
can't.
Okay.
I will say that they win, but quarterback controversy goes full speed after this week with Justin Fields.
Okay, he's very similar, I agree. Justin Fields has about a 5-foot downhill putt swinger that he needs to make to keep his starting streak alive, or not alive, but stay the starter. Why did the Steelers win?
Well, I think Cowboys really banged up on defense, no Parsons, no Lawrence. They've struggled mightily on defense this year so far. I don't think Steelers offense is great, but I think it's good enough to, put up some points. Fields can run the ball, he'll go back there and look for a second or two and take off. And I just think I don't think it's going to be, I think it'll be like a 24-17 final Steelers. I don't think it'll be very high scoring, but I think they'll have just.
All right, Bacon.
Dallas, well, man, their defense isn't very good, and their two best players are hurt. The thing
Pretty good
that, great start. Other than that, I think the thing that the Steelers done was the biggest Achilles heel. So if they can play to that, I think Terrence Steele and Guyton are going to get chewed up by that pass rush. A lot of reasons.
Dallas wins because of Zeke. That's why. That's what I'm gonna tell you. They win because of Zeke. Out of nowhere, he plays center and finds a way to block and win. So anyway, I've got the Cowboys. Guys, appreciate it coming
Thanks for
in.
having us.
We'll try to get these guys back in during basketball. Coach Osborne, Coach O says, who coaches talking football? That's why they can do it all. They can teach. They can do all the things. But just be careful for treadmills. Be careful for treadmills and apparently working out. Misty and Bacon have a hard time with that. So, two of the best coaches, Coach Gar talking well, appreciate it. So, guys, thank you. When we come back, we're going to do it. We're going to open up the new book. I'm going to go ahead and brag on it. We're working on trying to get Greeny in. Got your answers. We did got your number. He and Himbo wrote got your answers. A lot of fun debates. We're going to debate some of those when we come back. Everybody have a great weekend. Get those picks. You can still get them in. Josh will take them. See you next week. Not next week. We're still going.
That's right. It's
go to
like
commercial.
you roll from next segment to next week.
The wheels have fallen off.
Go to commercial.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it. Thank you all.
Thank y'all so
Here,
much.
we'll have
Y'all definitely
Thank you
do
so much. Yes. Let's get a
a
quick
good
pick
job.
if we can all get in.
You gotta be
Josh,
careful. You gotta be careful when you say that.
get a quick pick?
Well, just enunciate quick.
Oh. Oh my gosh. I know.
Well, we got two calls.
Somebody, you have long arms. Okay, somebody, we're gonna like.
Put the workout guy in.
Yeah, get my workout, buddy.
Oh, I got through.
Yeah, we're just gonna get in and selfie this. Oh, there we go.
All right.
Okay, we're gonna make that work.
We got it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good.
All right.
Enjoy it.
Good luck, good luck.
So what's
See
your
y'all.
diagnosis? I mean, this thing for probably a couple more weeks. I mean, I'm playing golf in the morning.
Bye, guys. Thank y'all.
That was good.
Yeah, I like those guys. They're always good.
Actually, those were probably some of the toughest games that we've had.
That's what I was just gonna say, like, that, this week, I don't know, I feel like there's gonna be, well, just like every week, there's been a ton of upsets happening.
You still cold?
Yes.
All right. Yes, we're gonna do this.
Gosh, I am so ready to see my husband
You been gone?
all week. Well, I haven't seen him since Friday night, last Friday night. He was in Georgia, or I mean, he still is. He's about to board a plane to head home, but yeah, he lands tonight. I think around like 6:30.
All right, we're gonna talk, top 10. I don't think they'll know this, but, top 10 most controversial sports scandals,
Oh
which
gosh,
will be fitting because, since unfortunately Pete Rose passed away,
yeah.
we can talk about that because it is number 2. Hopefully Josh will wrap up his urination station in time to know that.
So we'll just pick a few and see if they're in the, I guess each say a few and see if they're in.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Because obviously we don't know what's in there.
Yeah, but they're listed.
Okay, we'll just give a few. We're gonna talk sports scandals
Top 10 sports scandals.
in the world.
First of all, we'll let you guess. There's 10. He's got top 10. See if you can guess
Guess
a couple of them, then we'll go through them.
Like off the field stuff or on the field stuff? Like what are?
All the above.
all of it.
What are the top 10 most controversial sports scandals?
Okay, I think we got this into the weekend.
There are two that I don't know about.
There's a lot that I don't know about.
Yeah, I was gonna say this. That's why we can just say a
I
couple.
don't know much. I don't know much, but I know I love you.
See, you can sing too. Another talent for the pageant.
Welcome back to the Hodge Pack as we're rolling through, getting ready to send you into the weekend with a lot of great football. You got Anson Tigers on bye week this week, one of those districts that have the bye this week. And then, of course, Texas A&M, Missouri tomorrow, and then the Cowboys and Steelers. Sunday night football will be taking place there. Misty and I were talking about, Josh, I think this might have been some of the toughest games to pick. Even if you took your heart out of them and your fandom and all that, still some pretty tough games to pick. The Central Arkansas ACU game, yes, Central Arkansas is ranked higher than ACU. ACU is a real good football team playing at home.
Yeah. Well, I have done my best with trying to pick games that that actually are, thought provoking, and obviously we're going to put the Cowboys in there. It doesn't matter, and yet every one of their games is thought provoking. There's not one that, we would have probably just all assumed that they would have beat the Giants last week. We didn't have to pick that since it was a Thursday game, but it's. I want the picks to be competitive and fun, so I try to leave the cupcakes out.
But the Cowboys' schedule, the rest of it, there's not an easy game.
No.
So we may have to start picking the other team, or I don't know. It'll be interesting. So we were talking about this new book that's out, Greeny and Himbo's book. We did a lot of Got Your Number when it was out, and now they've got another one out called Got Your Answers, and it's the top 100 sports debates, and they answer them, and they've got different things like what's funny is they've got the best golf performance. They've gone back to some of the numbers, who wore those, just random different stuff. Who has the top 10 biggest slap shots in NHL history? What are 10 things Greeny misses about sports that are never going to come back? Just a bunch of different ones. And so the one that we're going to look at today, and we'll start looking at it again, we're working on getting Greeny on the show again, like we have for Got Your Number. But he, if you know, they unfortunately fired Sam Ponder. Now he's taking over NFL Countdown and Get Up. So I guess he's just too busy trying to work that in. So this one, what are the top 10 most controversial sports scandals? And I'll give one away that's in there, which is unfortunately because he passed away, fitting to talk about it. course, is the Pete Rose scandal.
Right.
So see if you can guess a couple of the other top 10.
Obviously, the Houston Astros, that's got to be there. The Black Sox,
That is number one.
yeah, Black Sox scandal, huge. I don't know if this will be in there, but what about Tanya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan, the ice skating scandal?
Have you read the book?
No, I haven't.
See, this makes me like, I have that like deer in the headlights look like I did 90% of the time when I was in school.
Michigan football?
When I,
Michigan football did not make it because it happened probably
Well,
later.
I was going to say it's recent, so it may not be in there, but that would be one probably.
Well,
I
there
would
is, I mean,
think.
this is literally like Misty's bag, and you probably feel like I did a while ago trying to answer
Right,
my beauty pageant
everything
question.
that Missy says, I'm like, oh yeah, but I didn't think about it myself.
All right, so far, Astros is on there. They're number 7. Kerrigan and Tanya Harding deal is number 3. The Black Sox situation is number 1, and Pete Rose is number 2.
Okay.
I'm
What,
What about Tom Brady Deflategate?
Number 10.
Woo! Sorry, I got
you just
excited.
blew out people's speakers and my eardrums.
Sorry, I hope nobody.
Deflategate and Spygate are in
In
together.
one.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, listeners, if I just had you wreck or go off the road. I didn't mean to. I got excited. Oh my gosh.
You're
This
really
is
good at this.
this is tough though.
It's like playing categories.
I'm drawing a blank now. But I mean, I've already got half of them, so I'm gonna need you to step up.
Oh, I told you, I'm having complete brain freeze.
There's more baseball ones, like, I mean, with like the PEDs and stuff, there's a ton of those. Is like the steroid era, is that one? I mean, I don't know what you would call it, but
Number 5.
I'm like, Joshua, that was an easy one.
But I'm sorry, I'm like stuck in specific moments, and then that's a.
So
that's
here,
a-
I'm going to go
Right.
through.
Do we have some Detroit Pistons?
No, I mean, because I,
I mean,
don't
I
think
wasn't
that's a
sure.
scandal, but
Yeah.
Black Sox number 1, Pete Rose number 2, Nancy Kerrigan number 3. We haven't got number 4. Number 5, steroids. I'm not here to talk about the past. I'm here to talk about the future. And I'm pointing to the camera like Rafael Palmeiro. Is number 5. We haven't guessed number 6. Number 7 is the Astros stealing signs. We've not guessed 8 or 9. I'm having to look up 8 and 9 for the record. And then 10 is Spygate.
Anything boxing related? No.
No.
So tell me what 8 and 9 are, 'cause
Yeah.
you didn't even know what they were.
So I'm gonna have to. I'll Google the other one too. But Rosie Ruiz cheating in the 1980 Boston Marathon. After the 1980 Boston Marathon, New York City Marathon officials investigated and Ruiz's run and concluded that she cheated and did not run the entire course.
Got picked up by a golf cart? Like,
I don't know. Found a little shortcut in an alley. I don't know. So on April 25th, 1980, she was retroactively disqualified from the race. So she didn't finish. The other one is 1972 Olympic men's basketball final. I'm going to look that up. The number 6 is Tim Donaghy's conspiracy to fixing NBA games. in football.
Oh, okay.
The number 4, I'm going to let you think about it and see. First of all, are there any, that's all of them, okay? That's all of them that we said. The 1972 men's Olympic final, I'm going to look that up. I did not know that.
Lance
And-
Armstrong?
Bam!
Yes! Sorry, I squealed again.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like really good at this game.
Yeah, she has not read the book.
finally found a talent.
Yes.
That's what she's going to be doing with her dance. Is as she dances, she's going to give out those things. So, of those scandals, I do agree on the. I think the Michigan thing would probably be in if they wrote it today.
Yeah.
The Stallion, Coach Stallion. But when you look at these, you kind of remember them. I mean, except for the 72 Olympics, I wasn't born yet. 1980 marathon, I wasn't paying attention yet. I remember all these being. I mean, I wasn't around obviously during the Black Sox scandal, but I remember those.
It's in the common vernacular, I guess, if you will.
Yeah, I wouldn't have put the Boston Marathon in there for me, just because I don't know.
Well, I mean,
I don't think that, running like that,
Well,
those marathons.
there was no reason for you to guess that.
Right. I mean, I would have never thought about that.
Right, and it's not a major sport
No,
where all the
no.
rest of them are in the major sports category. And I was trying to ascertain when I could not guess any of them as to what, was it like cheating related or
I know,
just like
yeah.
general sports scandals. I mean, like off the field stuff, which obviously all of it was on the field, I guess, related. And like we talked about earlier with Pete Rose and having 1 and 2 being baseball gambling issues that are famous, I mean, you think about the Black Sox, the 8-man out, Field of Dreams. I mean, that's been part of movies and just the general culture, where they even, I guess you don't have to be a huge baseball fan to know who Shoeless Joe Jackson is because of just pop culture.
Well, Field of Dreams, all those things. I'll tell you, so the 1972 Olympic men's final was the final 3 seconds of the game were replayed 3 times under questionable rule interpretations, leading to the ultimate victory by the Soviet team. The result of the game is disputed today with the widespread allegations of political corruption. So there. I'll tell you one that I was shocked that didn't make the list, and I don't know how it didn't, and I may tweet and say something to Himbo or Greeny. I would think, how is O.J. Simpson not in that scandal list?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It was off,
It was off the field. There was
right.
no like off the field stuff.
Right, off the field.
Well, I guess technically, I mean, Lance Armstrong, he was on the track running, but was doping off.
But it affected the
His
on the field
performance.
play.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you could put all kinds of stuff, allegations of bad things.
I mean,
that,
Aaron Hernandez, like there's so many
Yeah,
things, that you could
Kobe
add.
Bryant would be
But
like,
right,
those were all centered on like things that happened on the field and
Yeah.
how the cheating affected on the field. And that's one of those.
Nancy Kerrigan never got to the field. To the
yeah,
rink.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was a crazy one. I remember. I mean, they made a movie about
Oh,
that.
yeah,
A lot of
I-
these have turned
I
into.
remember that being huge at the time.
Took me out.
But I really do think, and we've talked about this already today, and I've mentioned it before, but I think the way that gambling has become just so intertwined with the way we consume sports now, and this is new. This is just the last few years.
It's almost encouraged now. There's like all these new platforms. It's like
Yes.
sign up and we'll give you the first $50 for free or whatever, game picks or whatever the new platform
If
is.
you have a problem, you call one.
Yeah. It's
You
crazy.
gotta have all the disclaimers in every ad,
Yeah.
and especially in New York. There are a lot of steps you can go through there. But I don't see how it stays under control.
Well, it's like NIL. You got to figure. I mean, it's like NIL that it could easily get out of control. It could easily be done in ways that are not healthy from a bank account, from a mental perspective.
Right. And there's been a couple NFL guys that have been busted for it and been like suspended and stuff. And like I saw one where a guy bet like $25. Like it wasn't like
So stupid,
it
yeah.
wasn't like big money, and he probably thought there was nothing wrong with it because it was just a small amount of money with your buddies, but because it's so easy, there's so much money in it. Where there's money, there's people that are willing to like corrupt things.
Mhm.
And with the amount of money that's being thrown around now on just weekly, like DraftKings,
yeah.
it is not beyond the scope of my imagination to think of people getting a phone call, hey, you take a dive and we'll make it worth your while.
But again, great job, Misty, on those. When we come back, we're going to tell you what will be the headline on Monday morning after the weekend.
Yeah, because if it was off the field stuff, that could be its own top 10.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Because then you've got several of those things right out of the gate. Well, what about like USA Gymnastics, abuse scandals,
Mhm.
Michigan State coach.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's so many, like there's a ton of those off the field. So that would be another one that would be hard to nail down 10 because there's so many. OJ obviously would be there.
That's one of the biggest things, the team doctor that was
Yes.
inappropriate.
I mean, yeah, and that is crazy that it just really came out so many years later.
It had been going on forever.
I mean, yes,
Right.
yeah, it's pretty wild.
Well, the bigger, obviously the doctor doing the inappropriate things is bad, but I think the biggest problem is when things like that, when institutions are just like, oh, it's just people.
Well, like this,
Like-
are y'all following this Diddy scandal? I know it's
Yeah.
music related, not athletes, but there's a lot of
There's
athletes.
athletes, so
Yeah, I was gonna
LeBron
say,
James is
yeah,
tied
there's a
to it,
lot
but
of, that list that's gonna hit is insane.
Whether or not LeBron did anything inappropriate.
Oh, yeah, well,
Yeah,
there's a
but-
video of
but-
him saying,
Yeah, they don't party like a Diddy party.
exactly,
Yeah, like,
it's pretty wild.
oh, so you drug people and have sex with them.
Yeah.
Great.
But like,
Right.
y'all, that ring is insane. Like, you can go down a rabbit hole real quick researching all that. It is wild and yeah, sick.
Yeah, no, but it's and I know I'm not an ESPN guy and a green guy, but the book's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to get that and read it.
I used to be an ESPN guy, but they ran me off. Actually, stopped putting on the radio now, and but I was listening to Mike and Mike every morning,
Mm-hmm.
calling Cowherd, and they gave Cowherd the boot.
There was a stretch where it was Mike and Mike, Colin Cowherd, SVP and Russillo was fantastic.
That, when.
I will
that
say
was
right
the-
now,
When
it's
that was
the
the one,
best
I
they've
listened
had.
to it, and I was at a job that I was driving quite a bit, so I was like listening to that. And I was also pre-Sirius XM. I didn't have a hookup for my phone to like, play something, so I was just cruising
But I
radio.
will tell you, Unsportsmanlike is really good. Greeny follows them. I'm still Carlin and, Pete or, Fortenbaum, but Harry Douglas and Freddie Coleman in the afternoon is great. So they've finally got it back to where I think it's good, so.
Harry Douglas next to that.
Huh?
Just the words, Harry Douglas.
Harry Douglas.
Like,
What's funny is their show's called Freddie and Harry.
Speaking of, that's another one on that list, Prince Harry. And there's like a lot of royals on that list that's coming out. It's wild, y'all.
I will be surprised if it.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, and what comes through all that.
End up.
We are bringing the action to you and the action again all weekend long. Texas A&M tomorrow, Cowboys on Sunday. All right, Josh, Misty, what will be the headline what will be the thing people are talking about? Water cooler headline for Monday. We will end it with you, then we'll give it Misty, and I'll tell you mine. Josh, what do you got?
My water cooler for Monday. Man, it's just a big sports weekend. I don't know. There's a lot going on because there's good college football. Obviously, there's playoff baseball. Okay. I'm going to say that the shocker for Monday is the Dodgers are down 0-2.
I like it. Misty?
Oh, yeah, that is a good one. I'm going to say, against my better judgment, that the Cowboys do find a way to win. The other players on the defense step up, and they end up defeating the Steelers. Because really, in my heart, I want that to happen, but I don't think it's going to. But I'm going to say that I hope I'm wrong, and that some other players step up that aren't normally key defensive players for the Cowboys, and we get the win.
I've got somebody watching there who said, with Bacon in here, was waiting on Clemson at Florida State to be a game to pick. Kevin, we probably could have put that. We know not to pick Clemson. I need to bet with Bacon. I'll pick Clemson, Florida State. So you've got the Cowboys actually win. I actually was going to say the same thing on 0-2. And so I'll change it. And I'm going to say that UNLV keeps winning even without Sluka. They won last week. UNLV keeps winning even without the greedy $100,000 player. So, hey, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Don't forget to download, subscribe, rate, review. If you missed any part of the podcast, while over there if you want to, or if you want to go check out the Merkle Badgers homecoming, I will not be there for the crowning of the king. maybe next time.
It's always the key.
Misty, have a great last day. Josh,
Thank
have a
you.
good day doing whatever you're doing. And everybody, we'll see you next week.
Always the key.